Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of the Zuber Experience. I don't really know what the subject would be, so we're just gonna move on from that. Uh, make sure. What is this? Hold on. Somebody else do the
This,
sponsor because I cannot remember for the life of me.
yeah,
Rogue
remember to go
Energy.
to rogueenergy.com, use code Zoomer for 10% off at checkout.
Also, it turns out that 76% of the people who watch the podcast aren't subscribed. If you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. It helps us out a lot.
If
Yeah,
you enjoyed it, just subscribe.
make sure to click that red button. Actually, just slap it
And
like
the
it's a
bell.
liberal.
Press the bell. Like get a hammer to ring the bell, slam the bell. So you get notified every time we upload a new video.
Yeah, do that.
All right. Let's see. What I was talking about earlier that I decided we should do a podcast episode on this. All right. So
So
Pennsylvania legal update.
today's topic will be the updates on how what do you call those, like legal
Yeah, but
venture of Donald Trump into Pennsylvania.
and probably more than that, but
Yeah, we'll probably talk about Arizona and Nevada too, because those are very battlegrounded states. And I know Georgia was red for a long time before it turned blue, so that we might talk about that too now.
all right. So this says Pennsylvania trial court rules the 2020 election was likely unconstitutional in Pennsylvania, and that it will likely give state legislators the power to choose electors. Notable points from the Pennsylvania judge: Commonwealth barred from taking any further steps to certify results, issues raised found to be of statewide and national concern, and likelihood to succeed on the merits. So it looks like the state legislators in Pennsylvania will be given the power to choose. And
Yeah.
the Pennsylvania House of Representatives is largely Republican. Well, I don't know if it's largely, but majority Republican. Same with the Pennsylvania Senate is also Republican majority. So that means if the state legislators decide, then Pennsylvania will more than likely vote Donald Trump, which would put Donald Trump at 252 electoral votes to Biden's 286. And then if he is able to get the results changed in Arizona and Nevada, that would make it a tie, both at 269. And as everyone knows, if it's a tie, it goes to the House and the Senate. So what do you think? How do you think the House and Senate works in deciding the president?
I have no clue. I'm kind of
Pauls,
new to this.
we talked about it in history a little bit.
I don't have the history class with y'all.
Well, usually, what it takes 60 something percent. Does it take 60% of the House to decide anything?
No, this is for the president. It just takes a majority, even if it's
So
only
that would
one.
be
So it
51%,
could be
right?
51.
Yeah, it could be 51, and then for the House of Representatives, it could be different. But the House of Representatives will choose the president, and the
Oh,
Senate
yes. Okay, so
will
House of
choose.
Representatives is the president and the Senate is the vice president.
Yeah. So what a lot of people think is that because Democrats hold the majority in the House of Representatives, it would be in a Biden presidency with a Pence vice presidency. But that is wrong. What it actually is in each state, well, they take each state and each state gets one vote. So the representatives from that state in the House of Representatives will all choose together to pick what their state votes for. Each state gets one vote, so it's not like each representative gets one vote. And there are more Republican representatives in 26 of the states. Meaning, if they vote with the party, which they should, and they most likely will, it would mean that it would be a Donald Trump victory. But if some decide that they're going to vote for Biden, it would mean obviously a Biden win. But even though the Democrats hold the majority in the House of Representatives, it's still more than likely, if it is a tie, it'll still be a Trump presidency.
And then it would still be a Pence vice presidency.
Yep. Most people don't realize that each state gets one vote and it's the group instead of just like the group of representatives from each state. They only get one vote for the state. Most people think it's every representative gets a vote, which isn't true. That's where a lot of
Well,
the misconceptions come in.
well, I say that we got to go back to the beginning. So Pennsylvania was obviously very shady from the beginning. There was a lot of stuff coming out about how there was a lot of voter fraud, a lot of dead people voting, and so I think it was pretty. It was very, very likely from the beginning that Pennsylvania was going to the Supreme Court, which is where it's going now, right?
Yeah, it's going to the Supreme Court.
Yeah. So I think it was very, from the beginning, very likely Pennsylvania, and probably places like Arizona are going to the Supreme Court to have to be decided there, because I mean, throughout all of history, voter fraud has been a thing, and so what says it's going to be any different this year, especially with all that's going on, how big this uh, election has gotten, how much news attention it's gotten from even other parts of the world. I mean, like I see memes from other parts of the world, like being like us over here in our country, Americans be like. So this is one of the biggest elections in history, I do think, and even this year has been a very crazy year. So I think it was pretty obvious that like places like Pennsylvania, and I think what's up with Arizona then? Because Pennsylvania is going to Supreme Court. Is Arizona and Nevada have any
I think
signs of going
they're
to the Supreme Court, or
they're not going to the Supreme Court yet because they haven't gone to state courts yet. They're about to go to state courts. I think like either this weekend or early this week. They should be going to the state courts and where it'll be talked about. So we'll probably get an update on those very, very soon.
have
But
any states been? I know that all the states have been like decided and whatnot, but there's always a like have any states actually like certified that their number of votes go to this candidate, like 100% certain?
I think
If any place, Florida would
I
be
don't
the
know.
first.
I don't know if any have. Well, obviously some have fully certified their results, but I don't think they have in. No, I think they've certified in most places. It's just that they can still challenge it, which would reverse the certification. Because I
Right.
think
I think I saw something that Pennsylvania was holding back their certification.
Places such as the battleground states, where it's
Yeah.
definitely being taken to court.
I think Michigan's certified, but the Supreme Court could throw it out.
Yeah, the
The
Supreme
Michigan
Court could
Supreme Court,
repeal
not even
the.
the
Yeah.
yeah, not even the big Supreme Court, like the federal Supreme Court, but the Michigan Supreme Court could still technically throw it out.
That
Hmm.
still that 100,000+ Biden votes that they found at 3 in the morning is pretty suspicious, man.
When everybody was supposed to be asleep, yeah.
Oh yes, 130,000 people showed up to the polls after they were closed.
Yeah, it's also even more suspicious that we flipped what nine confirmed seats flipped from Dem to
Mm-hmm.
GOP, but lost the presidency. Flipped some
And
Yeah, well,
governorships,
I
there,
did
lost
see
okay, you
presidency,
cannot give me proof that Joe Biden should have more popular votes than Obama would.
yeah, Obama had what 69 million,
Yeah,
and then it
you
was Joe
cannot tell me
Biden with 30
Biden, who
million.
could barely fill a school, like a high school gymnasium with people, got 80 million votes.
And I think if you look at the percentages, Biden still technically did worse than Obama.
Well, yeah, he lost so many significant groups. Yeah, well, then again, he also had dead people voting, so.
He didn't do any near as well in the cities as Obama did. I think he did worse in every city except for like 3 than Hillary Clinton.
Well, people don't want a senile old man for president.
And Beverly Hills voted red.
Yeah.
Like neighborhoods in Beverly Hills voted red.
I think that's largely due to the taxes that it's looking like Biden's going to impose, because I'm sure
And
Beverly Hills
riots.
people with their money,
And the
and all the
rioting.
BML riots and stuff, going through all the cities.
Yeah, but if Beverly Hills can flip, something seems off.
Well, you have seen a lot of like rappers and things endorse Trump. All the rappers endorsing Trump's became memes. So, I'm sure a lot of people saw that rappers and things like that were endorsing Trump because they didn't want Biden's tax plans imposed onto them.
And then, okay, here we go. Here from Georgia. In Georgia, ballots where the voter voted for president and at least one other political race. Trump got 2.4 million and Biden got 2.37 million votes. But in Georgia, there were ballots where there were some ballots where there was only one vote and it was just for president. They didn't vote in any other race. And Biden had almost 96,000, and
Yeah,
Trump didn't even have 1,000.
I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
because a
that's
lot of people are voting in all the races. Even though it's not as big of a deal, the Senate races and House races, people are
uh,
still voting in those races because they still matter.
yeah, it's weird that there were that many people who didn't vote for anything other than the president. Just a little suspicious, considering how violent the Democrats have been at vote blue no matter who, and vote down, vote blue all the way down. Now that seems a little weird.
Yeah.
What do you think the likelihood is of Nevada going to Supreme Court?
Going to the Supreme Court, probably pretty high. I feel like most of the swing states are going to go to the Supreme Court unless Trump gets his way in the state courts. Oh, but then also, what is it? The Iranian scientist, top Iranian nuclear scientist, was at the time of recording this assassinated yesterday,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think anybody has claimed responsibility for it. But Iran is blaming Israel, if I remember correctly, and is planning a retaliation. But it's not for sure that Israel did it.
nobody's taking credit for it now.
Yeah, nobody's taking credit for it. So, which makes me think it's not the U.S.
Was there any?
because
Do you know if there's anything that he did to conduct assassination other than just being the top nuclear scientist?
no, it's pretty much just he was just the top nuclear scientist in Iran.
Was it only
Oh,
him
he
that got
served.
assassinated, or was there other people assassinated? Because
I think just one
I
person.
understand assassinating the top guy, but why not his subordinates also?
I think it was just him. No, there was 8 deaths.
Yeah.
Deaths. Most of the deaths seem to be bodyguards, though. Yeah,
Okay.
him, his family, and some of his bodyguards. Not all of his family, but some of his family, some of his bodyguards, and him.
Hmm.
But I guess he was the top nuclear scientist. He served in the military. He was a brigadier general. It's the lowest ranking general, but he's also the top nuclear scientist, which would make him a high target, especially after Qasem Soleimani was killed. I feel like this dude would definitely be the next target because he's pretty big.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also, where is this thing I got? Message we got to the Zoomer experience about the thing where I posted like the tweet where it was like, pro tip, if you can vote out fascism, it wasn't fascism. And then we got the response. Anyone who has a functioning brain and an understanding of politics knows that Trump wasn't a fascist. which if he thinks that, then the message obviously wasn't directed at him, so no point in responding that way. And also, there's a lot of people who think he is a fascist, so don't know why you attacked us with that. Also, the next sentence is, he was at best a neocon who was driven by his Warhawk cabinet. And, I find that funny because last time I checked, the Warhawks, like, let me find it, John Bolton, Colin Powell, they all endorsed Joe Biden. All the Warhawks from the Bush presidency and administration endorsed Joe Biden. Trump's the Warhawk neocon? I don't know about that one.
While I will agree that Trump is a very Republican person, I wouldn't say that he's as far to go as a fascist. He's just more
Fascism isn't right
caring.
wing.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying that he is.
Right wing has nothing to do with fascism. That's purely just on an authoritarian versus libertarian scale. Political scale, like an economic scale, right wing does not equal fascism. If anything, right wing is just pure capitalism, very much. And then depending if you're right wing authoritarian, it's monarchism. If you're just super authoritarian, you can be fascist. Doesn't matter which side you're on, left or right, doesn't matter. You can still be fascist. There were a lot of left-leaning fascists in the Nazis, and then people bring up, oh, he attacked communists. Hitler hated the communists. He hated everybody.
Except for blonde hair, blue-eyed Nazis.
Yeah, individual.
Yeah, so that's not a good defense on that one. But fascism is just authoritarian. It's not right wing or left wing.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no. He's definitely. And yeah, the Warhawk. I love how people love to call him a Warhawk, that he likes to go to war and stuff, but he's the one that got into North Korea and was shaking hands with Kim Jong-un, who, you
First
never
president
know.
to
He might
step in
be
North
dead right
Korea.
now. He might be in the hospital recovering from whatever heart trauma he had, I suppose. Nobody knows what's up with that guy right now.
First U.S. president to step foot in North Korea. He's helped with multiple peace deals in the Middle East. He's pulling troops out of the Middle East, and he's the war hawk. The most war hawkish thing he's done was assassinate Qasem Soleimani, but that dude was a terrorist we had proof that he attacked the U.S. and U.S. citizen.
Yeah, I mean, if they attacked U.S. and U.S. citizens, I think assassination, penalty of death. I don't think that's really that war hawkish.
And when Iran, I can't remember if they bombed or shot. They shot down our drones. I think it was. They shot down our drones. And did Trump go to war? Did he attack? No. I think he pulled some aircraft carriers into the Gulf just to apply pressure. But did he attack? No. Did he do anything? No. Would he have? Maybe. But his cabinet could have talked him out of it. Like, I saw one thing that said Trump probably would have gone to a war with Iran in that moment if his cabinet hadn't talked him out of it. So I don't know how his cabinet's a war hawk. And also considering I also read something that was like Tucker Carlson helped convince Donald Trump not to go to war with Iran after that. And Tucker Carlson is not a war hawk. But here we get this thing saying, oh, Trump is a neocon driven by his war hawk cabinet. Yeah, no, that's not true.
It's just a lot of people are willing to see whatever title of the news article is there and go and argue with that news title article. They'll say, well, the news said this, so it must be true. And like they'll say, oh, well, Fox News is completely fake, but they won't think the same thing about stuff like CNN, or like I'm sure we think like I'm sure as a very right-leaning person, a very right-leaning person would also completely disregard anything CNN has to say and almost completely take in Fox News, you know? And I
I don't know
think
if that's
that's a problem with I think that's a problem with both sides, but more of the left side because they just kind of see what they see and they take in what looks best to them and use that as arguments in defense, even if
Uh,
there's no
I'm to the point.
live or
strong.
backing.
I'm to the point. I don't listen to CNN. I don't listen to Fox.
Yeah, strong assumption there. The only person I don't watch Fox. The only person I watch on Fox is Tucker Carlson. Otherwise, I avoid Fox.
Fox
Well,
is
I
beginning
just
to
use
lean
Fox
more
because
left.
you know historically they've been Republican and a lot of people use Fox News and Tucker Carlson especially. So I just Fox was the thing that I
I
thought of,
prefer the
but
Daily Wire.
yeah,
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 but
the
I
Daily
don't
Wire is
disregard
good.
everything CNN says because I'll look at their pop culture stuff, political stuff, nah. Economic stuff, no. I'll
God
look at their
no.
like pop culture stuff, like when somebody like some star dies, you know.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
look at that stuff, but
yeah, as long as it's not political or economic related, I might look at it, but as far
or if
as
it's
like
like
politics and economics, I would rather get it from the Daily Wire.
or if it's like a breaking news, like some petition in another country, not petition, what is it? I can't think of the word, but they voted like when Bougainville in Papua New Guinea, and they voted for independence. They had the referendum, and they voted overwhelmingly for independence. I checked out that article just because, uh, what bias are you gonna get in an article about Papua New Guinea from CNN? Like, I mean, let's be honest here.
You'd be surprised.
It's Papua New Guinea. If you Nobody at
Biased against
CNN knows
Papua.
anything about Papua New Guinea. Nobody in the U.S. knows anything about Papua New Guinea.
Where's Papua New Guinea?
Exactly.
Exactly. The only person who knows anything about Papua New Guinea is Joe Rogan. He knows some disturbing stuff about Papua New Guinea.
Joe Rogan's
Stuff.
just like
Joe Rogan.
he's too smart and he doesn't always show it.
Joe Rogan's not that smart, but sure.
I mean, if you just know random stuff about Papua New Guinea, then yeah, you're pretty smart.
Yeah, but it's like messed up
Or he
stuff,
could
like
just be
about some
talking.
I
stuff.
don't even remember what I ate for dinner an hour ago, Riley.
Look, he could just be talking high nonsense though.
Fair enough.
I mean, sometimes when you're pretty far up there, you're just kind of like, I know about the no in the no, you know?
Joe Rogan said he'd vote for Bernie Sanders and endorse Bernie Sanders. Let's not go calling him a genius here.
Bernie Sanders, that dude. I'm once again asking for your financial support.
You know, it's funny how all the liberals are like, "You think we wanted Joe Biden? No, we wanted Bernie Sanders."
It's like if you really wanted him, he would be here, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's crazy how he's not here.
Right.
Yeah, screw the old guy. Elect the other old guy that likes communism.
I remember seeing some stuff like Bernie Sanders didn't make it because the DNC cheated him out of his nomination. And it's like, I don't. Every state, almost every state, rejected every progressive socialist option in their ballots this 2020 election.
Hmm.
Like, California rejected almost every progressive issue. They rejected it.
You know,
Florida
actual
took,
people reject that stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Idiots
but
who live in
people are
their parents'
rejecting this stuff.
basement, idiots who live in their parents' basement and complain on social media are like, "Yeah, socialism."
Yeah.
You know, all the like Cuban immigrants who came from a socialist country, they're like, "No, it's not good. Vote for Trump." And then white people are like, "You don't know what you're talking about. Orange man bad."
Did you say white people?
The you know what I mean.
White people vote overwhelmingly Republican.
The the idiots.
Well, I do know that older white men voted more like we lost some of the Republican Party lost some of the older white men.
No, the elders remained pretty consistent with how
No,
it's been.
no, we did lose them. We lost them to Joe Biden.
Really?
Not all of them, but we lost them to Joe
Yeah.
Biden.
Hmm.
But we did gain in the African group, the Latino group, the Asian group, the women group. We gained
Wow.
literally every group except for old white men.
Trump gained in the women group? That's surprising.
He gained in every group.
Well, I mean, when you have money, it's.
But also, I remember seeing some statistic. It was like in Florida, the people like the name they looked at like people with different names and what those people voted for, and Karens, all the Karens who voted overwhelmingly Democrat. So take that.
I'm not surprised.
Like the name
Yeah,
Karen
people who were
actually
named
voted
Karen voted
Democrat.
overwhelmingly for Democrat.
Oh my god, they really are Karens. If your name is Karen and you are not a yelling piece of trash to managers and employees just trying to do their jobs, I'm terribly sorry that you're named Karen.
God.
But to all the other Karens out there,
Learn some respect, man. It's not that hard to respect a fast food employee.
I mean, come on, they're just trying to do their job for minimum wage, dog. Just
You know, if Joe Biden becomes president, I'm pretty sure he said he's gonna raise like the national minimum wage to like $15 an hour.
okay, but look, if you do that, then that means that smaller businesses have to hire less workers because they
Hmm.
don't make this compensation to employ more than like the same amount of minimum
Well,
wage
just a bunch of
workers.
businesses will stop hiring so many people in general, so there will be more job loss.
Yeah,
Basically, Joe Biden's trying to run the economy into the ground.
Mm.
He
I
wants
think he's
to
trying
he
to.
wants to eliminate fracking, which is one of the best things to ever happen to the American economy.
If you eliminate, yeah, that's gonna like destroy so much of our economy.
I'm not gonna pay
Especially,
It's not even that he's
$18 a
eliminating it. It's
I'm
not even that
not
he's
gonna pay
eliminating it. It's that he has
$18
no
an hour for gas.
alternative. He has
Yeah,
no alternative. So it's not like he can eliminate it and replace it. There's literally
man.
he has no alternative. No alternative that will work as well. But he's like, we'll get rid of it.
My biggest
But then
concern about Joe Biden possibly becoming president is the rise of gas prices because I'm already struggling to pay for gas right now as it is. I cannot afford $17 a gallon.
I think actually we're completely self-reliant on oil right now. But if he bans fracking with no alternative, we're
Exactly, that's my point.
that's the problem with freaking like California. They had no way to replenish like their energy that they were making. So
So they
they're
had a bunch
having
of
rolling
rolling blackouts.
blackouts.
Yeah.
So
they're
like
still
that's no, I'm sure nobody likes that. Like, so you're just gonna do that with like gas? What's that gonna?
Well, you can't just eliminate all like natural
Okay,
oil
here. How about
energy.
this? How about this? Joe Biden can get rid of fracking as long as he gives everybody in America their own Tesla. Yeah?
no, because
Yeah.
I still need to power I still need to power the lights in my room.
Yeah.
The lights in your room don't matter. Just use a candle. We're going back to the medieval times, but with
But we're gonna have
electronic cars this
we're
time.
going to the medieval times, but everybody will have Teslas. How will you charge the Tesla?
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you charge it?
And all of your energy goes to the Tesla. Everything else medieval.
But
All
if we're
right.
banning
You
fracking,
got
how are we
one
gonna
massive
provide energy
plug
for the
for your
electricity?
Tesla. That's it.
No,
So
Hollis.
say again.
If fracking is banned, how are we gonna produce the energy to power the Teslas?
What are you talking about? We're obviously going to use the amazing Green New Deal.
Oh yes, let's ban cows from farting.
Mm. I
Oh,
mean,
what do you
like
mean?
what
Just kill all cows?
they cause too much commotion,
ACAB, all cows are
society.
bad. Uh, I like acronyms.
Yeah, there's just. I want to hold on. I want to see if we can find a reasonable way to get rid of fracking. You think that we could do that
No,
real quick? Try to
No,
find a
there's
Not at
reasonable
this
not a
point in
like,
time.
reasonable way.
but like the best plan of action. What would we think the best plan of action
There's
would
not
be?
one.
There's not one.
There's
Okay,
not.
but come
Look,
on, come
Hollis.
on.
There's not a sustainable.
No, but look, the problem with a lot of people is they bring up problems, but they don't bring up solutions. So let's
But
be
we're
the
not bringing up
solution.
any problems.
Personally, I do not care about global warming. Yeah, the globe's getting warmer. Yeah, I'm contributing to it. Do I care? No, not really.
So you just want your planet to die, bro?
Yeah, sure.
It
Doesn't
just
matter to
proves
me.
that.
I'll be gone before
Well,
it's gone. I'll be gone before the Earth is uninhabitable.
I just thought that reminded me of something. One of the stupidest things Ben Shapiro's ever said. Whether you believe climate change is real or not, you have to admit it's the stupidest argument. It was like, if the sea level rises, people will just sell their homes and move. But if the sea levels are rising, who's going to buy the homes because it's going to be underwater?
Yeah.
Sell it to the banks.
The banks won't take it. It's going to be underwater and be
Well,
of
just sell
no
it to them before it
monetary
gets
value.
underwater.
Sell it to them right now. And
You're really
then
trying to salvage the worst argument in the history of man.
Uh,
because this is what you gotta do. You gotta come up with the solution.
Riley,
You can't
we're
just
high
see
enough
the
above
problem
sea
pointed.
level. We're high enough above sea level. We don't have to worry about that.
Oh, we are. Florida isn't. Their highest above sea level is like 300 feet. I think the
my.
highest, Florida's highest point, I think is like 382 feet above sea level.
Yeah, they're screwed.
Okay,
Well,
I've
then
got an
again,
idea. I've got an
Riley,
idea.
if the sea rises 380 feet, I think the Earth is going to be on fire before then.
Okay, no, listen. Listen, I have an idea. Okay? We go California, right? We just start digging out California and replace Florida dirt with California dirt to raise Florida up and get rid of California.
Or here's an idea. We just eliminate everybody from California and plant a bunch of trees.
But then California already has a ton of trees.
Nope,
But
we
then
need
you
more.
ruin
They need
the
more.
desert ecosystem of Southern California.
We,
Northern
Who cares
California is
about the
full of
desert
trees.
ecosystem?
do deserts provide oxygen?
I honestly don't know the answer to that question.
Do deserts
I
eliminate
very
carbon
much doubt they
dioxide?
do. I very much doubt they do.
Exactly.
They do, because there are plants there. And
Well,
it's not
there's
just
not enough.
plants
Okay,
that produce
We
oxygen.
need some.
but Riley,
We need some big
but
forests.
Riley, do rainforest produce oxygen? Did they get rid of carbon and oxide? Yes, that's a proven fact. That rainforest, in fact, do that. So,
Let's
if
just
California
create a
is
plant.
instead the
Let's create a new
California,
plant.
Or how about you just reforest the Amazon, what's being torn down in the Amazon, and then the Sahara Desert, which is slowly taking over the rest of Africa. How about you just
And
okay,
that's
that's
Africa. We're
not
plant
talking
trees
about
America.
America.
there?
We're talking about North America, particularly the United States of America, aka
But
first
if we
world
plant
countries.
trees, but if we plant trees in northern Africa and plant trees in the Brazilian rainforest, then we wouldn't need to worry about planting trees in the United States because that would help produce oxygen.
Well, Riley,
Okay,
you have to
no, but the
understand we
point of
don't
planting
need
trees in
California to begin
California,
with. We don't need
yeah, the point
California
of
to begin
planting
with.
trees in California is to get rid of Californian. Okay, I don't care about the oxygen that the Cali rainforest gives us. All right, I just care about the non-carbon monoxide
Oh wait,
mouth breathers from California.
yo,
Yeah, but then
tonight's
you're just
Jake
gonna force
Paul's
them
fight.
everywhere else.
No, Riley, you didn't understand by what I meant. Eliminate them.
Yeah, no.
I meant cremate all of them. Just remove them from Earth.
We're not gonna sit here and support genocide on this. I will mute you.
You
Oh, wait, it
forget.
I
doesn't
would
matter,
like
you're
to say
recording.
that I
I'm
do in
recording.
fact support.
I can cut it out in the episode.
I suppose you can.
It's not genocide. They're just liberals.
They're just liberals. Yes, right. Because this is a
Well, I
very
mean,
biased.
Riley, if I'm to base it off of a leftist argument, they're just lumps of cells.
Fair, fair.
Exactly.
It's a
I
very
mean, that's the point they give for why abortion is okay. So I mean, that would make them just lumps of cells as well.
we're lumps of cells that know that we are here.
Is
Why?
an abortion wrong after 43 years?
My mama had an abortion when I was like 6.
Hmm. Impressive.
I can't tell if that was a joke or serious. I'm gonna be honest here.
That was a joke.
I couldn't
It's
tell
like
if that was a
it's like
joke.
a part to this really stupid song where this dude's like, I was walking my fish and my mama had an abortion when I was like 6. So my mama's a virgin. She like taking this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I figured out where you were going.
Yeah.
Do we have any more topics to discuss?
Do you think Florida go to Supreme Court or nah?
No.
Florida's no,
Yeah, I
it's
doubt it.
Florida's red.
Yeah, Florida's red. So Texas, Texas
No.
Supreme Court. Obviously, we're going to flip Democrat
Oh yeah,
because this is
100%. It's funny how Democrats got like 5 counties in Texas, yet they almost stood a chance.
yeah, because those 5 counties were the very high populated areas
Yeah, but we had
in
Fort
the
Worth.
big cities. We did, yeah.
We might
Republicans
have
had
had
Fort Worth.
Frisco as well. Did you know
I
Frisco
don't know.
has like 9 high schools?
Only 9?
Each of their high schools has over 2,000 students, Hollis.
Only 2,000?
I mean, it's nothing compared to Allen.
How much does Allen have?
I want to say around 7,000. Their band is over 800 people. What happened to Riley? Oh,
I'm not sure.
you good, Riley?
Nope.
I can't hear you.
No, we can hear you currently.
I can't.
Oh, you can't hear him currently, Brian?
No, I can't.
Oh. The last thing I heard Riley say was a while ago and I don't remember. But he came back in when he said, yep. So no, Riley, I didn't hear anything you said while we were talking about how Frisco has 9 high schools. Allen has 7,000 people in their high school.
Hello.
Brian, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Uh, I can hear Riley.
I can't.
He said that we may have to call this one now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess somebody's having technical difficulties, but Pennsylvania going to Supreme Court. A lot of the swing states most likely are also. The top Iranian nuclear scientist was assassinated. Did we have something to do about it? I am not completely sure. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, it was
I
Tucker
don't really know
Carlson.
much of the backstory. I don't know much of the backstory about that. Uh, Allen High School has 7,000 people in it. That's a lot of people. I don't know how you can support that many people in one high school. Wonder how many teachers are there. Thank you for watching the 10th episode of the Zoomer Experience. Please remember to use code Zoomer and to check out at Rogue Energy for 10% off. Also, if you are not subscribed, please hit that red button. We would really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. And if you'd like to see all of our other videos right when we post them, hit that bell with a hammer.
All right. Thank you.